diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. The walls in here are yellow. You know that now. I had to take stuff down so we put in the new window, which is going right there. So I am taking this as an opportunity to redo my office. So the Daily Trudge will be kind of weird this week. So, because I'm going to do some stuff in here. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but the sound, and I can tell right now, the sound, it makes it sound like I'm far away or in a warehouse, and that doesn't make for the best sound. So we are going to, my son and I are going to spend some time together, and we are going to soundproof the room. So, gosh, you get quite to the topic. People are like, Need my drinking juice. I'm just kind of waiting until the 3-minute mark there. And it seemed like there was a part in the big book I wanted to read out. Okay. I think it's after that. So, hey, Ingrid. All right. So we're going to be talking about defense against the first drink. Okay. Let's just kind of get to it and we'll see what happens. Don't fall over. Don't fall over, a good book. And when I turn on the sun, that's this thing right here. Here's our sunshine. Okay. So, let's do introductions real quick. Welcome to Daily Trudge, Dion, host. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching live or the rewatch. And if you think this video can help somebody else, and if I don't get too crazy, and maybe you'll feel comfortable sharing my video. Who knows? Sometimes I can say some weird things. I don't really blame people because I can certainly get into some opinionated stuff. So, this is more for the fact of anybody that might think that at some point that you will actually have a defense against that first drink. And this is where I say, you know what I'm going to say, it doesn't matter how much time you have. You are without defense against the first drink. There's nothing that happens in the program, okay, that's going to make me have willpower for it, or that all of my self-knowledge, okay? There never comes a time in the program where it says, okay, you can stop talking to God now. You know, you're without, you can handle it yourself. No. all we get is a daily reprieve. That's all we get. And they have illustrations in the big book, a man who was doing a lot of drinking, so I was interfering with his business. So he quit drinking. He decided, until I'm successful in business, I'm not going to touch another drop. And he stayed sober. I'm sure he was. I'm pretty sure he lived a happy life, right? But the day came. What is that? That is a lurking notion that someday, somehow, we will be able to drink like normal people. Now, I hear people say this all the time. In fact, I was just in a meeting and somebody kind of said, and I'm not against it. I mean, I hear what they're saying, and I just kind of forgot what it was, so maybe it doesn't matter. Um, no, it was important. Um, my background, I had taken down. We're putting in a new window tomorrow. We're in the basement. In case there's a fire, there needs to be a window down here for us to escape. So they're going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be a much bigger window, so I took it down. My background's held up by 3 thumbtacks. It's a cool background. I know how to pick backgrounds. They cost me like $20. I bought it from the fabric store. It's just a piece of fabric. So, but we're redoing. There's going to be new sound. There's a lot of updates coming up that are just going to be cool. But anyway, we cannot start to think at any point in our lives, oh, that's what it was. What is this thing about? Because I'm going to tell you something. As for me, I never, ever, the thought never, ever, ever, ever crossed my mind that I wanted to drink like a normal person. It never crossed my mind. No. I knew I wasn't normal. I knew that I was an alcoholic at the age of 14. I was in treatment by the time I was 16, living on Skid Row by 18. I'd have to say I kind of proved to myself pretty young that I might have a drinking problem. Hey. So, and this really is just me kind of wondering, do other people really want to drink like other people? Because see, when I drink, I want to get drunk. There is no other thing. I wonder what they've been scratching at fucking cats. You're a jerk. Go away. We start to, as we are in the program longer, and this is where a little bit of time comes in, you do wake up and you do start having choices. Okay? You have options in your life. Right? It's those options, it's those decisions that you make that are either going to put you in positions to drink or not to drink. But really, you get to a point where the drink isn't really the thought anymore. And that's what fools people. Well, I haven't thought about a drink in months. Keep it at that. Do not go any further than that. Okay? Because then your brain's going to be like, oh, well, fuck. I don't even need to say it. You guys know what I'm thinking on that. You know what I'm thinking. You know that it's not that, okay? We have to get rid of any lurking notion. Any. Okay? We must smash the idea that we can drink like other people. Okay? I've been sober 7 years. And I think my wife has gone out twice, had half a drink and came home. That doesn't sound like very much fun to me. Okay? So don't go. I don't feel like having half a drink and leaving. Now, if we're going to go on fucking party, then I really can't go. Then I really can't go. Right? At the same time, we can't be afraid. Okay? We've got to get out in the world. We've got to. Alcohol's not going to go anywhere. I don't know how many times I got to tell Facebook that I don't drink. Literally everything I do on Facebook is about not drinking, but I constantly get alcohol ads. I've changed it. Don't tell me I know. Change your ad preferences. I did. That Crown Royal likes to pop up that and, vodka. Oh, they're listening. They're listening. See, it's things like that that let me know, who's really in my corner. And if you're going to think that Facebook or a company or somebody's going to be in your corner and really care about what you are doing, you are, my friend, sadly mistaken, because they don't. Okay? So, what we need to do is we need to, because it's working, my friends. It's working. We are taking back what is ours. There was something taken from us, and I'm working on taking it back because it doesn't belong to them. Okay? I can't describe it. It's kind of innate. Okay? But with what we're getting ready to do with Trudging Together, I'm going to piss a lot of people off. Yep, I'm going to piss a lot of people off. And guess what? That's their problem. Because I've made sure that I've dotted my I's, I've crossed my T's. The reason people are going to be upset is because, and if it does it, I mean, who knows what God's going to do. But this is what I would like to see. It is a reasonable, what I would call a reasonable expectation. And Trudging Together already does it. What Trudging Together does more better than anything, including safe spaces, is it creates recovery equity. Every person that comes to Trudging Together will get the same shot. Because let's put it this way. I'm like the magician who's going to blow everybody's secrets. Yeah. See, I have all this knowledge too, but because I don't have the degree, they won't pay me for it. They won't even let me in to do these things. In fact, Aurora Mental Health really didn't like me because I was making them do changes that were needed, man. I was making them accountable, and they did not like that. They didn't like it. Okay? And here's the thing, is there's no professionals involved, right? This has nothing to do with the defense against the first drink. But, well, it does and it doesn't. Because if you're sitting on a drink and you can't find anybody, you can go to Trudging Together and find somebody. Okay? And then the companies that are willing to take accountability for themselves will be the ones referred to. I'm taking back our power. That belongs to us. And we best be selfish about it. Okay? And how am I going to get around? Hey, well, you already know peer-to-peer is the best, right? Well, yeah. Okay, then fuck off. We don't need you. We've got God. That means anybody, despite a race, despite of... Why get into any of that? Because it doesn't matter. I hate to say that. It doesn't matter if you're black or white or transgender. Even saying that's kind of feels weird. Aren't we all children of God? And that's how I literally see it that way anymore. What trudging together is going to do is going to be very, very important. We need that power back because here's the thing. In order for us to stay sober, we got to give it away. Well, they're taking our people to give it away from, putting them through these programs which don't work so that they can repeat the process. And we're going to take that from them. And they're going to be very upset because I'm going to be taking their money. There is no money. If you are a person that comes to trudging together, you will not be charged unless you seek outside professional help, which we will help you with. That might cost money, might require Medicaid or insurance, things like that. Yeah, I can't pay for your professional stuff, but to get you going, to get you the basics of the program. What if it's just some person sitting at home contemplating suicide and needs somebody to talk to? Right? We have 988. That's great. And the crisis line is fantastic. Kudos. I will give a round of applause on that one. I will. But not everybody lives here. Okay? We're going to do, and it's great, but recovery equity means everybody in the world gets it. Isn't that what that would mean? To me, that's what it would mean. So anybody that dials 988 in the United States is going to go to a crisis line. Okay? And what is that crisis line? It is peer-to-peer. Okay? Recovery coaching works very well because it's peer-to-peer. Sponsorship works very well. Why? Because nobody is expecting anything from the other person. But when we put money in there, it all changes. So we're not going to put money in there. Well, Dion, how are you going to make your money? Don't worry about how I'm going to make money. Don't worry about that. I'll be making some money. Okay. I'm not going to hide that. I need to make money just like everybody else. I put a lot of work into it. So, and I do these things so that I don't drink again. That's the main reason. Because, well, I mean, let's go to Dr. Bob, and then we'll go ahead and finish up because I was so off topic. I didn't realize trudging together is just the only thing on my freaking mind lately. And quite honestly, sometimes I'm like, okay, Dion, shut up. I'm going to read the last part of Dr. Bob's nightmare. It is a most wonderful blessing to be relieved of the terrible curse with which I was afflicted. So Dr. Bob, his obsession did not leave, I think it's like 2.5 years, I think is what he had said. I think it's 2.5 years is how he says it. So, wow, 2.5 years, man. So what an extreme. Bill got his spiritual experience immediately. Dr. Bob, 2.5 years. Oh, what in the finagling? It is a most wonderful blessing to be relieved of the terrible curse with which I was afflicted. My health is good and I have regained my respect. I have regained my self-respect and the respect of my colleagues. My home life is ideal and my business is as good as can be expected in these uncertain times. Okay. Let's talk a minute about we don't give a fuck what people say about us. That's not true. You bet. For the most part, no, I don't really. There's talk, blah, blah, blah. But let's say my wife says something to me that hurt. Oh, yeah, that's going to. Sure. Okay. I want the respect of certain people in my life. My wife, especially, being one of them. Okay. But it isn't really about respect as much as it is just about being a good person. and doing esteemable things, okay, which is to say integrity. Integrity means that you do the same thing whether somebody's watching or not. Okay. I spend a great deal of time passing on what I learned from others. Do I really and need it badly? I do it for 4 reasons. 1, a sense of duty. I feel responsible, man. I feel responsible. I caused a lot of damage. Now, I'm no longer at the point where I'm trying to make up for the damage I did. You go past that. Okay? I'm on the dividend end. That means that everything that I give now is free and clear. I'm out of the red. The obsession has been lifted. And because of that, I feel a sense of duty. 2, it is a pleasure. I cannot tell you how wonderful it is. Well, yeah, I can, because Amber and Ingrid both sponsor, which I'm really happy about. There's nothing better than watching somebody you care about become a better person. There's nothing like it. 3, because in doing so, I'm paying my debt to the man who took time to pass it on to me. Isn't that another sense of duty? Doesn't it make you feel accountable? My sponsor, Paul, spent a long time. He spent and got into it, not just spent his time, but his effort, his story. I will be forever indebted to that man. Now, and it wasn't because of that. I'll tell you why. Okay? Because I was going to meetings and I kept waiting for somebody to come up and sponsor me. Because that's how it used to be. And I just didn't have the wherewithal. I didn't hear if you can sponsor, please raise your hand. I didn't hear it. For 2 years, I didn't hear it. Finally, Paul comes up to me and says, Dion, we love you, but you can't keep this up. We are not going to watch you die. You don't have God in your life. Let's get him in your life. Now, once a year, I get to send a message and say, hey, Paul, I'm still sober. This is what's going on now. And he writes back, that's fantastic, Dion. That's it. That is the extent of our relationship. Okay? We were never friends. We never went out for coffee. We didn't go out to do anything. But I will remember him for the rest of my life. Okay. 4, because every time I do it, I take out a little more insurance for myself against a possible slip. That's why we do it. So what happens? Well, it reminds us. Because now we're going to work with a newcomer to remind us again, it doesn't fucking work out there. Because let's remember, if we can, that our forgetters work best. We will forget the suffering of last weekend. We can get a DUI one weekend, go the whole week in despair, and it's the weekend again. We're like, everything's fine, and we drink. We don't think about I didn't think about nothing but drink. I never got a DUI, but I certainly got myself in enough scrapes during a weekend that I should have remembered. Like waking up with black chalk all over you. Never again. Unlike most of our crowd, I did not get over my craving for liquor much during the first 2.5 years of abstinence. And I got to remember, abstinence is the word I'm trying to use. It is almost always with me, but at no time have I been anywhere near yielding. I used to get terribly upset when I saw my friends drink and knew I could not. But I schooled myself to believe that though I once had the same privilege, I had abused it so frightfully that it was withdrawn. I remember the first time I heard that when I was 19. And I thought to myself, I used up my drink card. Hurry up, right? I didn't have any friends, so I didn't see them drinking. Just didn't. So it doesn't behoove me to squawk about it. For after all, nobody ever had to throw me down and pour liquor down my throat. We used to say that all the time. Sorry, I miss my 90s AA. I had a whole group of friends, and most of them are dead. Sober dead. Yeah, I miss them. I'm like the last. I'm like, see, when I sobered up, I was 18, and I met these men when I was 19, and most of them were already, 30, 40, 50 years old. So, if you think you are an atheist, an agnostic, a skeptic, or have any form of intellectual pride which keeps you from accepting what is in this book, I feel sorry for you. Dr. Bob was the meaner one, okay? Bill was a little bit more eloquent in his verbiage. Dr. Bob, he just fucking gave it to you. He was a doctor, okay? He also went on to help, and they have it known as like 5,000 alcoholics in his practice for free, okay? If you still think you're strong enough to beat the game alone, that is your affair. But if you really and truly want to quit drinking liquor for good and all, and sincerely feel that you have some help, that you must have some help, we know that we have an answer for you. It never fails if you go about it with one half the zeal you have been in the habit of showing when you were getting another drink. Your heavenly Father will never let you down. So, yeah. I think that's a good place to kind of put it. Dr. Bob kind of sums it up for us, Um, I know that there'll never be Ingrid, I'm 2 more minutes, I'm wrapping up. Have a great night. I may not be around as much tomorrow, there's construction. They're only supposed to be here one day. But even Dr. Bob there tells us that, he does those things to insure against another slip. That's why I go to a meeting every day. I'm constantly talking to other alcoholics. I talk to at least 5 alcoholics a day. Right? Between this and going to meetings, yeah, you bet. You bet. And then doing the podcasting, wow. I haven't listened to it, but I don't listen to any of my podcasts. I don't. Some people listen to their stuff, but if there's something wrong, God will let me know. But otherwise, I'm just going to go on there and be like, oh, Dion, that was crap. That was crap. And no, I will do that. So I don't. I just let it be what it is. And that's very freeing. So I'm going to shut up now and let everybody get back to their Sundays. Probably seems like it cooled down a little bit, so I'm going to go mow the backyard. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, thank you, Ingrid and Amber, for being here. I love you guys. Peace out. And have